Hello everyone and welcome back to Basic Concepts of Math. Last video I hope you guys have liked it. I know it was a long one but you might have liked it. Today we are gonna make a move from algebra to geometry and we're gonna learn about some basic concepts of geometry. So let's not waste time and start moving further into the topic. So students, before we start with basic concepts of geometry, I have a question for all of you. What is geometry? So let me answer it, or you want to answer? Let's think about, just give a minute. Think about what is geometry. Okay, student, let me answer it for you. Geometry is basically a branch of mathematics which is concerned with the question related to shape, size, and relative position of the figure. That's it. It is talking about where the things are and how the shapes are made. But you will be thinking, sir, since it is related to the shape, size, position, why we are not calling it shapeometry? Why geometry? Let's try and understand that because Lucid was an Alexandrian, philosopher and a scientist or a writer, and he was able to write a book on geometry, and he gave out some basic ideas related to geometry. Even today, we study that kind of a geometry, and we call it Lucid geometry. So students, do remember Lucid is also known as the father of geometry. Now it's time to move further since we have already understood what is the geometry, it is related to shape, size, structure and so on. Let me ask you a few more questions. What is the basic block of a shape? If I want to say example, want to make a triangle or a circle or a rectangle or a pyramid or anything. What are the basic, building block of any shape? So the building block of any shape is nothing but line and angles. Therefore, whenever you study about the basic concept of geometry, you need to study about the line and angles. In today's lecture, in today's video, I'll be only covering about lines. If you like my video and if you want to learn more about the angles, wait for my next video where I'll be explaining all the types of angles and how it is made and everything. So let's focus on lines for now. So since I hope it's very simple, everyone know about line. So I want you guys to find it out of these examples which one is a line. So there are examples like this and this. So students, can you tell me which one out of this is a line? This one or this one? All look similar, right? Are you guys confused? Don't worry, I'm here. I'll help you. Let's move further and understand what is basically a line and what are two other things. So today we'll study about line, we'll also study about line segment, and we'll also study about ray. So what is a line? Let me give you an example. Line look like this. So out of those three examples, this one was a line. Now how do we define a line? Line is basically a never ending path which is going on. Therefore you can see two arrows at both the ends. That means this line can go further and further and further and we don't know about its end. Therefore line is denoted by two arrows at the end. Now if I plot a point over here called point A and if I plot a point over here called point B, so what will be this line? Now this line can be stated as a mathematical statement as AB. Now writing only AB means any 2 points. How do we define it's a line? Therefore we put a symbol on top of it like this, which define this AB is not just a combination of 2 points but it's a line. So we have understood a line. What is a line segment? Let me take another shape over here. As you can observe, there are two definite end of this line, correct? This line cannot exit or cannot move further because it do not have arrows at the end. If I plot 2 points on it, say A and B, this distance between these 2 points are called line segment. This line segment can be stated or shown mathematical statement like this. Now this is also AB, this is also AB. How do we differentiate? We draw a small line segment on top of it to show that AB is not a line but a line segment. Now the third and very confusing one is the ray. Let me draw a ray over here. Now as you can observe, ray do not have a ray, a arrow at one end but do have an arrow at another end. What does that denote? That means ray always start from a point but it can go further and further and further with never ending. Let me give you an example. Sun ray or the ray coming out of the light. We know the origin from where it is starting, but where it will end, do you know that? where the sunlight stops. Do you know that? No. Therefore, we call it sun rays, not sun line. We call it sun rays. So if you want to plot some points on it, let's say I'm plotting point A and point B. So this ray segment can be mathematically denoted as AB. Now same again, how do we differentiate between a line segment or ray? So we draw small ray on top of it. Now student, do remember, you cannot change A and B's position because this point A is known as end point of the ray. Now you'll be amazed. Why this is known as the end point? Because we know where this point is. This may can go ahead and ahead and ahead. Therefore, you can represent ray like this only because this point has to be the end point and this point should have an arrow. So this is the difference between a line segment and a ray. So let's quickly recall what it is. Line can be extended to any length on both the sides, therefore it have an arrow on both the ends. It is used to show the lines whose ends are not known. For example, when we draw a graph, a line on a graph, its ends are not denoted, therefore we always put two arrows on it. Let's revise about line segment. Line segment can be extended to any length. Therefore, it do not have arrows at both the end because it is, concise and cannot grow more. If you want to use this, where do we use? We use to help in the distance because we know the distance can be measured between 2 points. Therefore, distance is nothing but denoted by the line segment. Third, we talk about a ray. Ray is basically it's one side which cannot be extended but other side can be extended and therefore it have one arrow at one end and the other end is known as end point. It is used to show lines whose one end is not known and other end which is not known like sun rays. I hope students you have get these points and this basic concept is clear in your head. Next time when we'll meet, we'll talk about the angles. Till then, thank you, take care, stay home.